What is up, Radix fam? Guys, welcome back to this week's Perspective, where we tell your stories and we highlight top performers. I wish every week we could get on and I could show up with the energy of breaking a company record. But the reality is as we get bigger as an organization, it gets harder and harder to break company records. I am so proud to announce and continue to celebrate the breaking of 2 company records last week. I will give a little caveat here, hashtag playoffs. I love the NSL. I love the competition. I love the leadership that it takes to go lead through competition. And man, we see spikes in volume every single time we have a competition like this. And it's hats off to you as leaders that are leading through that and pushing and just driving that inner competitive juices. So company record number 1, 72 accounts on Saturday. That is how Solar Saturday is done. That's a rollover day that will lead into a massive championship week this week, which I'll hit on here in a minute. And then last week, breaking the all-time weekly record, 245 accounts sold last week. Hats off, incredible. I'm going to go dive into some team performances and then some individual performances that were just outstanding. Dave and I were out doing the expansion tour this last week. We toured our way through California. We started out in Bakersfield, made our way all the way over to San Francisco, and then ended the week in Dallas. So it was an amazing tour. We were just overwhelmed with gratitude at the relentless warrior spirit that exists within our organization, for the leadership that it's taken, of guys that had leadership roles, but also guys that didn't have leadership roles that just led. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. You don't have to have a title for it. And we saw some incredible first-year reps, even vets in the industry that just led with optimism and led through change. So I'm incredibly grateful for the leadership within the organization. We're halfway through. We're excited to get to Arizona and out to Illinois and South Carolina a little bit later on. But really excited about that. And the last thing we would say is it's important for us to go tell the winning story. We're seeing that social media is, in fact, a way that we can go capture market share. We've made incredible adjustments to the business to go lead through change, and it's time for us to go capture market share. We will do that as we tell the company story, but even more profoundly as you guys tell your individual stories. The way that you led through change, that your team led through change, and have come out triumphant. The fact that there's been so many headwinds and so much change and we're breaking company records, guys, we have to tell that story. That is not the case, and it is rare, and it is the way that you'll be able to go having a competitive advantage as you recruit to add to your organization. So make it a focus. Figure out how to build a system in your organization to tell the winning story. That being said, let's jump into last week's top performers, starting out with our lead reps, the engine of this business. Some absolutely outstanding performances. Leading the way, the King, Tate Moser, 12 accounts. Maddox Arnett, love seeing this guy in double digits with 10. Danny Fiaiki with 7. Taylor Rushing with 6. Hyland McCarroll with 6. He's at 10, and he's only been working for the last couple weeks. Has had an incredible start to Solar, so congrats, Hyland. And then rounding out, we have Timmy Porter and Brian Harmon, each with 6 accounts. Top closers. Holy, I about said a curse word. Branson, if you can make if you can bleep it out there for me. Holy cow. Logan Wolf putting on an absolute stunning performance, 19 accounts last week. Just absolutely throwing down. The playoffs is all about a team effort. But man, he is leading his team to battle with 19 accounts. Jacob Shreve with 15. Jordan Perez absolutely leading his team into battle, opening up a new market, just coming alive when it matters most with 12 accounts. Congrats, Jordan. Nate Otis with 11 accounts. And then we had a handful of 9s to round things out. We have Dylan Clark, Tate Foster, Matt Jackson, Preston Erickson. And I love seeing this guy's name. He's just absolutely an impressive leader. Junior Gonzalez with 9. June, I love seeing you there. Amazing work. Top teams. Team Ghost out blitzing in Missouri, 53 accounts last week. Omega, 46 accounts last week. Team Lux, 35 accounts last week. Team Impact, 27 accounts last week. And rounding out our top 5, Revolution with 25 accounts last week. Guys, that's how we know it is playoff time. Weekly numbers looking like monthly numbers. We have to tell that story. Incredible work. Hats off to every member of those teams that are just crushing it. It says so much about the grit and the integrity of who we are and the stoic character of our leadership team, of every individual at Radix. It's hot. We know it's hot. It's the hottest summer recorded in history. Guys have been doing this a long time. We're 100+ days into the summer. And so the fact that we're seeing these performances is just unbelievable. Have a quick leadership thought to round out the call. I'm going to piggyback off of a thought that Stetson Banks gave. He said, think back to why you got into solar. What was it that caused you to make the decision to jump in? Was it because you got let off of another job? Was it because you were stuck in the rat race and didn't want to work 9 to 5? Was it because you were looking for the way to go get the most out of the next 4 months to get ready to go back to school? What was it that caused you to make the decision to go ultimately jump into solar? And in that, you have to know that when you made that decision, there were going to be hard things. And it's really thinking back to that allows you to have the perspective to go navigate things when things do get hard. But that perspective goes such a long way for everybody in their own individual circumstances. And when you think on that and you ponder on that, it really helps open up a clarity that allows you to go navigate when you're in the mud. Alex Wilson talks about high ground. And he talks about how being able, like the best leaders are able to go zoom out and be able to go look at things from a high perspective so that, he gave the example in a conversation I had with him that says, if you're on a mountaintop and you know that to get to where you're going to have to go through a swamp, it's easier to go through that swamp knowing that from a high ground or from a high perspective that you're able to go get there. But what happens sometimes is when we get in the swamp, when it's hard and when it's hot and when it's humid and when what we're doing sucks in the moment, the best leaders and the best guys and the best sales guys know how to zoom out and get back to that perspective. So that's the question that I would have you ask yourself when you're feeling yourself going through the mud is think back to, why did I choose this as my career path? Why did I choose it for this period of time to go through this? What was I trying to accomplish? And if you can do that, it will help you get through those tough days or those tough hours. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. It is the playoffs. All eyes on these 3 teams. All eyes on Revo. All eyes on Omega. And all eyes on Ghost. Excited to go watch the way this plays out. I'm excited to go have everybody. Let's go freaking crush another company record. We've worked so hard to get to this point in the summer. We have momentum. Let's go ride the wave. Thanks, guys. Peace out.